Welcome to Poetry and Peace. Stay tuned, our show will begin in just a moment. Follow us on Instagram at Poetry and Peace 19. Subscribe to our YouTube, Poetry and Peace. Welcome to Poetry and Peace. Stay tuned, our show will begin in just a moment. Welcome to Poetry and Peace. Stay tuned, our show will begin in just a moment. Welcome to Poetry and Peace. Stay tuned, our show will begin in just a moment. Welcome to Poetry and Peace. Stay tuned, our show will begin in just a moment. Welcome to Poetry and Peace. Stay tuned, our show will begin in just a moment.
Good evening, America. Welcome back for another night of Poetry and Peace. I am your host, Dan Miss Brown. You can follow me on Instagram at Cash Only, that's 3 Ys, or Twitter at Dan Miss Brown. And tonight we have a special occasion for you. First up, we will be speaking with Anket from Atlanta, Georgia. Be sure to follow us at Poetry and Peace on Facebook, YouTube, and Poetry and Peace 19 on Instagram. Hi, Anket. How are you?
Peace, I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well, Queen. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know
Thank
you're.
you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I know we're having you all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. You're going to spit some poetry for us tonight, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, without further ado, I'm going to let you get in your bag and let us know what's going on.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so the first piece that we're presenting tonight is a portrait of Miss Sarah Bartman. Um, I think, rightfully to state Miss Saint Sarah Bartman at this point. Most people know Sarah Bartman because of her history. She was made famous because of her physical stature, and she lived a life that honestly I think every Black woman should know about. And we never got to see her in the way that we're looking at her right now, in a white gown, adorned with flowers, and so with a halo behind her head. And I thought to myself, if a culture could make a saint out of someone like Patrick, surely I can take my sister back from the clutches of colonialism and put a saint behind her head and declare her holy. So her poem is like this: Black woman, you are the mother of this earth. Every flower in this universe would still not be enough. We honor you for every ounce of dignity that was stripped from you. We are placing it back in your hands, at your feet, and in your hair. Flowers for Saint Sarah Bartman. So the purpose is it's multi-purposeful, but in essence, to declare the Black woman holy and beautiful. The second piece that you're looking at, this is a portrait in a series of saint figures. So, like I said, I thought if a culture could sit down and decide that Joan of Arc was now a saint, or Patrick, I felt Black people who were calling Black people can do that as well, because we have more than enough inspiration within our culture. So this man you're looking at, his name is Peter Gordon. Most know him as Whipped Peter. He's famous because his portrait was the first portrait ever used for propaganda in America. And so most people know him because his back was brutally whipped and famously photographed. But Peter Gordon has such an intense history of triumph. And so after he escaped slavery, I'll give a brief introduction to Peter Gordon. He escaped slavery and within 1 year became sergeant in his regiment in the Union Army, and outlived the Civil War, 40 years. So he got to enjoy his freedom. And I think it's important that we know these stories, and not only that, but look to them for strength and inspiration the same way we look to any saint, honestly. There are prophets among us, you know. So his poem is this: May Gordon be venerated in our hearts as a saint. Saint Peter Gordon is venerated for not allowing the damage done to his body to diminish the love and demand for life. Flowers for Saint Peter Gordon. And the next one is a tribute to our ancestors who we lost in the triangular trade. I I went to Senegal, and I got to visit Gorée Island. And I said, I said to myself, man, this history is so brutal. I wish there was something I could do for my ancestors. And so this piece, this triangular formation of flowers, is the first piece in the entire Saint series. And it was born out of the desire to, you know how people say, you know, give people their flowers. But we can't give them their flowers. I mean, they live in us, right? So in essence, I can give you flowers. You're alive. You're worthy. I could give you flowers, but also I feel like art gives us the power to spiritually offer, the same way we spiritually offer things to our saints and our God. We can spiritually offer things to our ancestors. And so I thought, you know, I may not be able to bring flowers to your grave because many of them, their graves are unmarked somewhere in the Atlantic. But I could paint a canvas blue, symbolic of the waters. And I could trace a triangle in flowers, symbolic of the trade route that was taken, that sharks to this day still take in hopes of finding dropped bodies. Come on. You know. So this is how the series began. Just a desire to venerate our ancestors. The poem goes like this. Flowers for every ancestor who needed to hear, you deserve to live. And you deserve life. You deserve to be alive. I am learning to love myself, to teach myself the truth of these words, not in vain, and not to feed the animal in my bones, but for you. To feed what's left of you in my blood, in my marrow, in my DNA. Yes, you deserve this life. I love you through loving myself. And I heal you by healing myself. Flowers for our ancestors. Amen.
Thank you so much, Anket. That was beautiful. And what I liked most and appreciated most was in your Saint series, you're speaking on a lot of things that we're not going to find in the history books. You're
Mm-hmm.
speaking on a lot of things that if you don't know, then it's our job to find out. And I think you're making that information more popularized by even, writing these poems and painting these murals. Like you're putting that information out there. I was very very engaged. I'm very impressed. So I want to thank you for that. And maybe you can briefly plug yourself. Let us know where we can find you.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about where we can get your next poem, maybe, or what you're dropping next, what you're working on. Plug yourself.
Yes, ma'am. So if you wanted to follow me on my Instagram, I think I'm most active there. The website is in production. So go to Instagram and that way you can find my website once it's up. And it's underscore Anket. And Anket is spelled ANKHET underscore Anket. And there you can find the Saint series, poetry, things like that, history.
Okay, definitely. And we'll definitely hear more from Anket when we come back. She will be rejoining us and giving us some more spoken word later on in the show. So stay tuned. Again, thank you so much to Anket. Up next, we do have an indie native. Her name is Taylor Deshawn, and she will be joining us shortly. Yep. So again, you can follow us at Poetry and Peace on Facebook and YouTube, and that's Poetry and Peace 19 on Instagram. We are here monthly with a show for you. Looks like we have Taylor up. Hi, Taylor.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am well. I understand you're a singer-songwriter from Indianapolis, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hey, girl. I'm in Indy as well. So without further ado, I'm going to let you do your thing and, sing for us. Let us know what you got for us today.
All right. Thank you. I'm out of touch, but ready for love. Is it too much? Is it too much to ask for? Is it too much to ask for? slow down. I keep telling myself 'cause I'm not ready. Feel now. Think I'm moving too fast, baby, please don't let me. I can pretend that I'm just your friend. There when you need me, I'll be right where you leave me. Don't go away, I want you to stay with me. Please, baby, I'm doing too much. Feelings I can't even trust. I think that I'm out of touch with love. Am I just doing too much? And you're not doing enough. I think that you're out of touch with love. They say love is a losing game, but I'm in the game to play it. You can say I'm insane. Guess I'm hopelessly optimistic. Maybe I'm doing too much. Feelings I can't even trust. I think that I'm out of touch with love. Am I just doing too much? And you're not doing enough. I think that you're out of touch with love. Maybe I'm doing too much. Feelings I can't even trust. I think that you're out of touch with love. I'm out of touch, but ready for love. Is it too much? Is it too much to ask for? Is it too much to ask for? Maybe I'm doing too much. Feelings I can't even trust. I think that you're out of touch with love. Am I just doing too much? And you're not doing enough. I think you're out of touch with love. Oh, I can't hear you.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I was commending you on your work, and I was asking, was that an original song? I know you're a songwriter.
Yes, ma'am. That was the first song I ever wrote. So it's called Disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on all streaming platforms. And yeah.
It sounded a little personal. Did you ever find out, were you doing too much, or was it him?
Did I find out?
It don't even matter no more.
No, I think I was doing too much. I liked him more than he liked me. So
it's okay. It's part of the game. But I do know you have a second song for us, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's get into it.
All right, and this song is called Wasted Love Song. Basically the same thing. But yeah, here it is. Maybe I'm overreacting. I thought you wanted this whole thing. All of the love I wanted to give. It turns out you wanted half of me. A girl that will give you her free time, but you never dip into your time. It's honestly selfish and being reflective. I should've never let you inside. You are my biggest regret. Living it after the sex. I lowered my standards, my heart keeps on telling me that's what you get. Cause you weren't mine. Wish I never spent a dime on you. Don't hit my line once you realize all of the love that I had for you. Wasted time that I gave to you. You could have told me you didn't want it. Wasted love that I showed to you. I'm half to blame cause you didn't earn it. Wasted love, wasted time, wasted space. Waste of love, waste of time, all in vain. You took up space for a real one. Show me some effort and then some. To tell me I'm pretty, drive across the city to see me and show me some real love. You must not think that I'm worth it. Trust me, I know I ain't perfect, but you didn't try and I can't see why I miss you, but I will not cry for you. Wasted time that I gave to you. You could have told me you didn't want it. Wasted love that I showed to you. I'm half to blame cause you didn't earn it. Wasted love, wasted time, wasted space. Waste of love, waste of time, all in vain. Wasted time that I gave to you. Wasted love that I showed to you.
Hey, can you hear me? Okay, thank you so much. That was called
Wasted Love, right? Song.
Wasted Love Song. Definitely felt that. I am seeing a pattern, and we do have you coming up again later in the show after the headliners, after intermission. So we're looking forward to hearing more songs from you. You have a beautiful voice. I do want to let you know that.
Thank you.
Okay, so go ahead and plug yourself real quick, and then we'll be right back with you.
All right, I'm Taylor Deshawn. You can find me on Instagram under Taylor Deshawn Music, Taylor Deshawn on Facebook, and Taylor Deshawn with 2 N's on Twitter.
Thank you so much.
Taking my name, so I gotta switch it up. But yeah, thank you.
Definitely. Okay, everyone, we are still here with Poetry and Peace. We are rocking strong. Up next, we do have our headliners. They are called Writer's Block. They are a trio, and it's composed of 3 people: Twigs, Newly, and Karima. I'm sorry about that. Karima, Twigs, and Newly, and they'll be coming up to do some spoken word for us.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I'm with a group called Writer's Block. I'm just going to go ahead and introduce myself. I am the fight between 2 cities. Everyone always asks me who does it better. One city's always busy and the other's all about that chatter. I am 2 halves of a whole. Everyone always hates me because I can't choose. Twigs, you have to choose. Well, I have some news. I am 2 kingdoms wrapped up in 1 single. Everyone tries to figure out my lingo because I say soda and then I say pop. Let's just face it, everything your girl's not. They say Twigs, you be killing them like I'm John Wayne Gacy or Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm gonna be looking at my future checks like pass me my commas. Now I can get Kanye arrogant or Airbnb smooth beside me you want. I'm letting you choose. You can't find my area code because my 414 means that 773. Come on, watch me go to the street hoping that no one ice me. All I wanted was an icy. I'm summertime in Chicago or winter in Milwaukee. I'm flying cold, they can't stop me. I rep 2 cities like it's my favorite hobby. Funny, my flow changed so quick they can't copy. They be lurking on my IG like Roger that and copy. I am 2 cities wrapped up in one. I'm like a kid who parents got divorced and they begging me to choose one, but I never turn my back on where I begun or where I picked up. I'm that twang and that tang, I'm that juke, I'm that bop, I'm those hot country curls, I'm that old lady dancing on a bus stop. I'm that kid that got kicked out of Mayfair for not having a parent there. You ask me where I'm from and no, I can't choose my product of greatness. I understand they all get confused. And we have 2 against 1. How could you lose? So you ask me where I'm from. I say this proudly. I am Shiwalkie.
I am from construction with Lego sets, building with connects, rainy days and video games. I'm from lunchtop table trades, going for the chocolate milk exchange, but settling when the bell rang because that meant recess was right after. Yeah, I'm from laughter. On cereal morning Saturdays where cartoons played with my imagination. You see, Nickelodeon was the only station, and on PlayStation, well, I was the Fresh Prince. Because that's where I spent most of my days, you know, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Never really noticing the junkies shooting up outside of my school, but I was a peculiar guy who turned out at being good at writing down what was seen in my neck of the woods. I'm from a city, a Midwest city, the best city in the middle of the map, and I'm proud of the fact you can catch those letters right in the middle of the hat, royally fitted. Monarch at, home of the Negro Leagues and all that jazz. See, Kansas City, I'm from that, and like a pack, it's on my back. See, I go back and forth. I scream it loud. I lose my voice. And I put on at any chance because for me, it's not a choice. I am newly made.
I am the American sniper. Unadulterated truth in my rifle. Put a target on your head, shoot you dead with my eyes closed. I am the alpha, the omega, the beginning and the ending. I am Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. I never seen Papa's hat because he was always gone. I'm the one who's always underestimated, but very much anticipated. The ugly duckling who turned into a swan, trying to find her way in this vicious pond. I am a queen and you are all my pawns. I am so over Sunday morning congregation, spiritual masturbation. My soul is awaiting to be awakened. I am a beauty, ready to unleash this beast, your favorite delicacy. I held these words so delicately. If you cut me open, I would probably bleed ink. My skin is made of braille. You can feel what I think. I'm so spaghetti on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because that's all my mama used to make. I'm not your average black girl. You can tell from the lack of booty. I sit high on my thumb. Nothing less than a king can pursue me. I'm so Nashville, Tennessee. Not country music, but Jefferson before the intersection, turning blacks to a different direction. I am the exception to the rule because I tend to have a lot of people fooled. I'm a little bit of this and a whole lot of that, but really I'm just a dreamer. You can't put me in a box defined by titles because I am me, Karima. And we are Writer's Block. Shout out to the writers on the block.
You can find us on Instagram at Write the Block, WRITETHEBLOCK.
And also you can find us on Facebook at Write the Block. It's facebook.com/Write the Block.
And she got some questions real quick.
Oh, did you have some questions?
Yes, I have some questions. First of all, I'm mind blown. That was an amazing introduction. That was amazing. So kudos.
Thank you.
As a fellow writer, I am a little curious. Writer's block is something I detest. So as collective and as talented as you are, how did that name even come about?
So the name was actually, it was gifted to us. We were just coming up like brainstorming sessions, trying to figure out as a group what to call ourselves. We started on Tennessee State University's campus in Nashville, Tennessee. And we were just kind of trying to figure out like what to call ourselves because there was more of us at the time. And there was a student who was transferring basically there for a semester, came up with the name Writer's Block, and everyone just liked it. Knowing what it meant, but also like knowing what it takes to overcome it. It just kind of clicked and we've been running with it.
And we on the block. Period.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I understand you have another piece for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get out your way and let you get started on that.
Okay.
Hollow tips in the clips, let the bullets rain. I don't think you heard me. I said hollow tips in the clips, let the bullets rain. If you ain't black in America, you don't know our pain. They lust for our blood, fiend for that dark flesh. Heavy-handed, strong-armed, weapons catered toward the destruction of the oppressed. Martin had a dream similar to that of a nightmare. Birthed in the vagina of hell, 460 years in the belly of the beast. He's ready to feast, and they like dark meat. Blood on the street, chalk outlines on the concrete. Won't be satisfied till we 6 deep. Man, that's deep. What's the T? My people are being assassinated. Cops congratulated. Fed up with this like we constipated. So what we still marching for? Begging for justice from a country built on war? There's a target on our head that nearly 2 million of us dead to keep the population fed. Vaccines was made in the lab, cooked up like crack, distributed to the blacks. Why we still giving cheese to this rat? Picture that. Now put me next to an Uncle Time Negro, still convinced the police is the hero. Price tag on our head, zero. What's a black life worth? Let me spit you some facts first, because we've been #1 killers of each other. Quick to turn a gun on our brothers, still begging for respect while marching with the noose of America around my neck. The only shackles I see are the new J's on your feet. I'm convinced we drunk too much tea. These myths have become our reality. You need to make it your business. Content with hashtags doing dyings. Government still lying, black bodies multiplying. Let's add the fact they subtract facts, but we still want to be seen as that equal. According to Article 1, Paragraph 2, Section 3, we only consider 3/5 of a people. You keep repeating history, you're bound to see a sequel. Let me remind you, our people have been beaten, lynched, raped, and castrated. Our ancestors endured so we can say that we made it. Their blood, sweat, and tears are soaked the American sand. America's buildings are built by black hands. America, home of the brave, land of the free. It's time we wake up and drink a cold glass of reality. According to my calculations, we way past due for reparations. We built this nation, added up 3.9 million slaves, less than minimum wage. It's time we get paid 164,000 hours per slave. My calculator says error. These zeros go on forever. We'll never be free at this rate. Until we're begging for crumbs off their plate, going to work for them on Monday. I hear you, but you ain't being heard. Choked up on verbs, metaphorically speaking. A mesh justice system on my neck, keeping me from breathing, got you believing. We came over here with bones in our nose, swinging from trees to trees, but you're royalty. Kings and queens, but it's deeper than that. Every color comes from black. The essence of my soul. Black is so beautiful, it's the only thing I see with my eyes closed. Black is bold, strong, and courageous, secretly admired. Black is contagious. The only logical answer to this equation is separation, because when they kill us, they get a paid vacation. Woo.
A testament to the legends, living in our presence, bringing change through perseverance, learning to preserve without incentives. You see, this life we have been given is not just ours to live with, but was created to better the world we all live in. The end has never been determined by where we start. In fact, the most important part of leaving a legacy is, well, actively reaching back, building upon a path that will effectively bridge a gap, holding intact all the pieces of the puzzle that connects us to our culture, ensuring that after we arrive, we have the strength to continue further. We must continue further. Complacency has been a killer, and man was never quite made for murder. I'm reminded of a concept once carried by Harriet Tubman. It simply states, until we are all free, my work will go unfinished. Your work is not yet finished. The season is still upon us. For a garden and its growth, each seed will need its water, distilled its legacy. Through the creeks history has taught us, you have the choice to be phenomenal, or be forgotten.
Broken glass scattered at my feet like confetti. I didn't have roses thrown at me. Inglewood, Southside, 60th and Sangamon. People die over a street that would never be named after them. Mama made me leave and things started to get heavy. Daddy said, lay low, they out to get me. I had to be selfish in a world like that. I had to be selfish. Ain't nobody had my back, man. They always went ghost, so I had to go Pac-Man. The city where death comes if they catch you slacking. Maxing, relaxing, chilling out, slacking. In the hood, heard kids nearby roasting. Arguments occurred and bullets start blasting. Mama starts screaming and the say it happened. People die every day, B. They advise a mama to abort me. Question, how you tell my mama to abort me, but show up to my birthday party? Was that your former sorry? Anywho, back to the business. You can hate me, but I'll always be my realness. Our Father, I pray for forgiveness. Crazy, I got a letter from my father begging for forgiveness. Man, I'm so heartless. I read it and discarded, brokenhearted. I ain't got time for his time that he got time for. I can't keep looking back, man. I gotta move forward. I got a brother and a mama that we do it all for, and they ain't want me to get it, so I got it. And they ain't want me to have it, so I live it. And now they steady begging for forgiveness. Forget I'm the kid they chose to abandon. Grandma on my daddy's side couldn't afford much. Grandma on my mama's side wouldn't let my food touch. I ate cold hot dogs and sipped sugar water, had birthday parties where penny candies came out of pinatas, but I still felt rich even though I was different, and all I wanted was my parents to attempt to listen. Before I was born, my mama saw me in a vision. I don't know if I was chosen or an omen. All I know is I ran into too many lawmen, visiting prisons before I could even walk. Man saw chalk outlines on crosswalks and apartments. They said, Twigs, why ain't you heartless? Because people tend to die when they start to use their heart less. And they ain't want me to get it, so I got it. And they ain't want me to have it, so I live it. And now they steady begging for forgiveness. Forget I'm the kid they chose to abandon garden. Oh, that's it. Thank you.
I don't be ready. That was amazing, y'all. Thank you so much. Again, these are our headliners. Excuse me, Writer's Block Trio. We have Karima, Twigs, and Newly, and we will be bringing them back to the screen with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So up next, we do have a brief intermission for you all. We are going to do something special today. We do have a virtual art gallery that we will be showing you here shortly. The design has been brought to you by Motje, so please stay tuned. His name is Musa Yusuf, and he is a graphic designer based out of Edmonton. He got started in graphic design after he started his own business and had to rely on graphic designers for flyers, websites, logos, shirt designs, etc. He decided he was going to do everything himself and started his own journey. Once he was able to create everything he needed, he fell in love with the creativity that came along with graphic design. So he would take on small passion projects and help out friends and members of the Edmonton community. It's been 3 years since he started what he loves most. And what he loves most about it is that he can take his own ideas and bring them to life. He loves the challenge and the thought process that goes into every design. Some designs take days, some take hours, and when it's all done, the end results make it worth the trouble. For the last 2 years, he challenged himself to create something new daily. In the beginning was difficult as he invested a lot of time learning different softwares and techniques that helped him reach where he is today. About a year ago, he had the opportunity to work with the United Nations on a project and created some designs for it. It was a great feeling to know that he had contributed to something so big. Since then, he teaches weekly classes at junior high and high schools about web designs, graphic designs, marketing, social media, and how to utilize those skills and create their own online businesses. It's hard to explain the love that he has for what he does, but he's glad that he gets to do it every day.
I I can't hear you.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Hi, welcome back everyone to
Hey.
Poetry and Peace. We do have the artist with us, Motje. I will let you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about you. I did read your bio and how you got started. Essentially, you didn't want to have to reach out to other people for your graphic design needs, so you became self-made.
Yeah, so with the whole graphic design journey for me, it started when I required a lot of help and I had to hire designers to create whether it was websites or just basic flyers and stuff like that. And because I knew exactly what I wanted, we would go back and forth, and designers would end up getting really frustrated with me. So a lot of the times if I hire somebody to do something, I wouldn't bother them too much with the details. I'll just try to figure it out on my own once they give me back the results. So then slowly I just started getting into it, and it took me about say about a year and a half to understand some of the softwares that were needed. And then I would just help out people, help out friends, whether it was friends who own businesses or just nonprofit organizations, and just went on from there and just kept going. And I think it was about last year where I started to just create designs on my own, where whenever I had the time, I would think, okay, let me see what I could come up with and just create different ideas and put them together, whether it was animated or just images.
Yeah, definitely. And I read in your bio that you only stumbled across this passion because you were working on a business, correct?
Yeah, so I've like back in the day, I played professional soccer. So I because of an injury, I kind of slowed down. Where I started a business as a coach. So I would go throughout different provinces in Canada and do coaching programs and teach youth about soccer and stuff like that. So when it started to pick up and I realized that I needed, a website for people to sign up for my programs and designs for advertising and stuff like that. That's where I kind of ran into some trouble with different designers, and I was forced to learn all of those elements on my own, just so I can do all of these stuff without requiring outside help. And from there on out, it was just like, let me see where I can go with this. While I was doing the soccer, I still do my soccer programs and I still do the coaching, and then this kind of became its own thing on the side.
That's amazing. And it's very interesting to me because I recently started a card business, like Hallmark greeting cards.
Yeah.
I use software as well, and I've kind of like fallen into like the graphic design and trying to figure out what works best for me, like Illustrator versus maybe Photoshop and different things like that. So it's very interesting that you kind of just fell into this. Like this was not something, you thought you'd been doing.
Yeah, I mean, it took a while, but at the end of the day, once you get into something and you're passionate about and you like it and you enjoy it, like you don't look at it as something you're putting hours and hours of your day into. You kind of see it as something you like you're having fun, you're enjoying it. So, I right now I think about a year or up to a year and a half, kind of I've been challenging myself to come up with at least one design a day. So whether that be, just the image or something animated, the challenge was without trying to use any outside inspiration, see what you can come up with. So it does sometimes take a long time. Sometimes it doesn't take very long. Sometimes I'll create 3 or 4 things and I won't be happy with them, so I'll just delete all of it and then start over. But since I started, I think I've been very consistent with once a day. Sometimes I'll do 3 or 4 a day. Sometimes once a week. So I try to save as much as I can so I can keep posting at least once a day to keep it up.
Yeah, stay sharp. I definitely wanted to comment. It just went away, but there was a photograph of Chadwick Boseman, um, in like his Black Panther mask coming over his face. You designed, yeah, this one. You designed this one, I'm guessing. And was that for a specific reason, or is just something you was working on because he recently passed?
Well, this is after he passed. I think he passed on Friday.
Hmm.
And then I basically saw the news on my phone. I can't remember if I was playing soccer or I was going there. So after the game, as I was just driving home, I was thinking of different ideas to kind of, get the message out there and just kind of have like a thank you kind of design for him. So I thought just creating an image, and I've seen a lot of different designs that people created. So I thought, okay, I'll go with something animated. So this was kind of like where that came from.
Okay. And could you maybe tell us a little bit about your United Nations work? Is that coming on the screen time soon, or how did you get plugged with that? Like, how did you get involved with the United Nations to create for them? Because that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, so with the United Nations bit, it was I just reached out to someone who worked for the United Nations, and they were running programs in Africa. So I said, hey, I just got into this field of work. I'm interested in helping out whatever I could do. So she basically told me, okay, this is what we need at the moment. We have an upcoming program. We need flyers, we need banners, we need brochures, we need folders, all of that stuff. So just going back and forth, I was able to create designs for them for all of those things that they were doing for their program. I think they did it in like 5 different countries in Africa. So that was kind of like where I got in with that. And then I said, listen, anything you guys ever need, I'm up for it. So for them, I haven't like it was like I want to help out. So I didn't want to charge anything. So it was like the start. And for about the first year, I was getting into graphic design. Like everybody I'd done stuff for, it was like basically free work, just so because when it's paid work and the customer's not happy, it's kind of like a, hey, what the hell, what's going on? But when you do it for free, it's like, okay, I tried. So that's where that came from. And then after that, it was just like I registered as a business. So since then, I've just been doing work for nonprofit organizations, for businesses, for startups, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. And lastly, it's not on the screen anymore, but there was just a photograph of a black man, and it looked like soldiers were like around him, and his head was, yeah, that one. It's very fire. What inspired
Yes.
this? Is this for an ad or campaign, or is this just something like you said you work on it every day? Is this something you came up with? Maybe you could talk to us about this photograph because it's very capturing.
Yeah, so this one is animated. It's basically the head comes from below the police officers, and then it grows, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So this, I think I created this after George Floyd was murdered. There's about 5 or 6 designs I created after, and this one was the idea was police being fearful. So as police being fearful of a single black man. So a single black man, as the image grows, is basically saying that's what they're seeing every time they see a black man, is like this a big problem. Basically, that's kind of what the growing is and the fear that they have. And as you can see in the design, they have the numbers are there. And I believe the music, the song that I used was Ice Cube's. Was it F the Police? I can't remember the name of the song. But yeah, it was the music choice was pretty
about
good.
right.
That was my favorite part of that design.
Yeah, I really like it though. It's very capturing.
Thank you.
Okay, but maybe you can go ahead and plug us. Where can we find your work if we want to get in contact with you? How do we, get a commission, anything like that?
I just post on Instagram. So on Instagram, it's Motje Designs, Motje Designs. I don't anything I design, I do not sell. I don't. I try not to make it. I don't make any profit off of anything. It's just basically design because I enjoy doing it. People who often ask for designs, they say, "Hey, can we buy it off you?" And I just tell them, "Don't worry about buying off me. Just tell me if you're trying to print it, and I can send you the exact dimensions and you can print it on your own." So if anybody out there is interested in anything I have on there, I have all my files saved, so I can send it out to them, and if they're interested and they want to print it, they can just do that.
Dope. Very, very dope and very generous. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your talent with us. Thank you for being
No problem. Thank you for having me.
here. Next up for Poetry and Peace, we have Anket rejoining us for some more poetry. Okay, next up we have Anket rejoining us for some more poetry. Hi, welcome back.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're ready for some more poetry. You have some more pieces for us?
Yes, ma'am. You're doing a wonderful job, by the way. I'm really enjoying everybody.
Oh, you're watching? Thank you.
Okay, looks like Bob is up first. Okay, Brother Bob. Bob Marley is a saint to me because he revolutionized the way that we saw God. I mean, within the Rastafari community, knowing God as a black man was normal, but to the rest of the world, not really. I mean, we were very used to the Eurocentric image of what we've been taught Jesus looks like. So Bob Marley and Rastafari are really important on a global scale in terms of opening the minds of not only Black people but of humanity to the holiness and the divinity, the sacredness of Black people. And so his poem is it goes like this: reggae music is the soul of our mother, alive on the air, taken in by some pure heart, settling on their tongue and speaking fire messages to their children. They say, love will never leave us alone. They say, out the darkness must come out the light. Reggae music is the soul of our fathers, in the wind, blown into some humble bingy, settling in on their pens and writing fire messages to their children. They say, how good and how pleasant it would be before God and man to see the unification of all African. They say, Congo man live up, Bingy man, don't give up. Reggae music is the soul of our ancestors, telling countless rhythmic tales of love and strength and valor. We turn our heads east, they are redirected west. But you are persistent and wouldn't dare let us forget. You say, no matter what games they play, yeah, we got something they could never take away. Reggae music is the voice of our children yet to come, bubbling in the womb of some black woman, singing the songs of her heart. They say, no woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. The affirmation of everything is gonna be alright. 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 That's that St. Bob's poem. Let me get my headphones first. Okay. So actually, when I went to paint Queen Nettie, because she's definitely a saint as far as I'm concerned, Queen Nettie helped to make a sovereign in Jamaica. Well, the Maroons anyway, but most people in Jamaica have Maroon ancestry. So a bit of a freedom fighter and all of us, and we have largely to thank Queen Nanny for that. But I went and for some reason George Floyd's image just wanted to come out, and I said okay. And the reason that I'm considering George Floyd a saint is because unfortunately the police killing Black men and women is not new. However, the spark of global consciousness that occurred, you know, I'm smiling and it's a little strange, right? A man is dead. Oh, but I've never seen the world united on behalf of the Black men and women in America the way that I did when George Floyd. And so I'm 30 years old. So I'm thinking maybe there was a time in history that I'm missing. Perhaps this has happened before. So I speak with my elders. They say, no, darling, this is the first time. I said, okay, so something's going on with George Floyd. May he rest in eternal peace. Here's his poem. How is it that the whole world sees themselves in the face of one Black man? How is it that at the cry for your mother, we all cried out for ours? How is it that the fall of one Black man rises an entire earth, and that your ascension has ascended the multitudes? How could you die once and yet live 9 billion times? How does your lack of air in your statement, I can't breathe, cause so many of us to fall short of breath and also short on silence? How is it that one Black heart died and 9 billion came alive? And even this statement is misled because if you live in our hearts, then you could never die. I feel your pulse on my brother's wrist. How is it that the whole world could watch you suffer while living off of our mother? How could it be that one Black vein carries the blood of Black men and women who have died in America, who have died in the West Indies, and who have died in Africa? How is it that God would fit so many lives into your own? Have you seen the world reaching out to you? Have you seen the candles that burn for you in Iran? The feet walking all over this earth for you? The mouths that probably would not have said to you, good morning, how are you? Good evening. Now they call your name. How is it that when your mouth closed, it made ours open? St. George Floyd, how do I even have the power to call you that? Well, there are things that happen that we do not understand. For instance, why would a man say, when I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red and the green and the black around me, because in a new life, I will rise up? Why look in a whirlwind? Why look to a storm? Why even look east? Oh, St. George Floyd. we recognize you. The piece is sprinkled with a lot of Marcus Garvey sayings. Marcus Garvey said that when I die, you got to know I love you so much, Black people, that I'll come back for you. And I might come in the form of a tornado or in a whirlwind or in a storm. I might come from the east, I might come from the west, but I'll come back. And so that's what I see when I look at George Floyd. The way that the world rose up for him, I don't think we've seen that ever. And so he's in the Saint family now. And the piece that you have up there right now is it's a piece dedicated to love, because I know that for myself, I get wrapped up in my research, and I think it's important to remember love. The reason for us even being alive right now is the hope of love, I would say. And so this piece is dedicated to that. I know it looks like two lovers, but every form has a meaning. So hopefully the poem can shed light on the meaning. In my next life, they will try and get me to say how you were. I will say there were sunsets, there were luscious gardens, there were waterfalls, there were more waterfalls, cherry blossoms, there were flowers that set with the sun, babbling brooks, fields of lilies, gardens of flowers, bright skies, sunrise, waves, space, stars. There was love.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you from me and from everybody at home watching, because those last two pieces specifically, everything was great, but St. George and that last one, I don't know. It's just been an emotional week, you know? So that
Yes,
was
ma'am.
amazing. I really want to thank
Yes,
you for
ma'am.
that. That was truly beautiful. I really admire the fact that you tie in your research and you let that lead, what you're going to paint or what you're going to say. Because I think you mentioned that you originally weren't aiming to paint George Floyd, but that's just what was evoked. And you definitely evoked some emotion from me today. So you did your job as an artist. And I just say thank you.
Yay. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So go ahead and plug yourself. Let us know where we can find you.
Yes, so look me up on Instagram, underscore ANKHET. But also, if you'd like to know about my nonprofit work in America and overseas, I work with children, teaching art, history, everything that we talked about today, but on a child level. It's called The Art of Esteem, and that one does have a website, The Art of Esteem, ESTEEM .org. Also, The Art of Esteem on Facebook or Instagram.
Definitely. So make sure you guys follow her on Instagram. Look up The Art of Esteem. Thank you again so much. Next up, we do have Taylor Deshawn rejoining us. So stay tuned for that. Up next, we do have Miss Taylor Deshawn rejoining us from Indianapolis, Indiana. Hi, Taylor.
Hey,
Okay, so are you giving us some more original pieces, or are you going to sing some covers for us? What's going on?
I don't have any more original pieces. They're all a work in progress. So I'm going to sing some of my favorite covers.
Okay, definitely. Let's get into it.
So the first one is A Long Walk by Jill Scott, one of my favorite artists. Let me get that.
You're here, I'm pleased, I really dig your company. Your style, your smile, your peace mentality. Lord, have mercy on me. I was blind, now I can see what a king's supposed to be. Baby, I feel free. Come on and go with me. Let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Find a spot for us to spark conversation, verbal elation, simulation. Share our situation, temptation, education, relaxation, elevation. Maybe we can talk about so what 4118. Your background, it ain't squeaky clean. Sometimes we all have to swim upstream. We ain't no saint, we're all a sinner. But you put your good foot down and make your soul a winner. I respect that. Man, you're so fat. And you're all that. Plus supreme. Then you're humble. Man, I'm numb your feeling. I can feel everything that you bring. Let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Find a spot for us to spark conversation, verbal elation, simulation. Share our situation, temptation, education, relaxation, elevation. Or maybe we could see a movie, or maybe we could see a play on Saturday. Or maybe we could roll a tree and feel the breeze and listen to a symphony and maybe chill and just be. Then maybe we could take a cruise and listen to the blues, or maybe eat some passion fruits, or maybe cry to the blues. Or maybe we could just be silent. Come on, let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Find a spot for us to spark conversation, verbal elation, stimulation. Share our situation, temptation, education, relaxation, elevation. Maybe we can save the nation. Come on. Come on.
Hey, I love that song. And the crazy thing is, I didn't know all those words. So, like, hearing you sing them live like that, I was able to pick up on some things she was saying. I'm like, oh, I really do like this song.
She's cold with it.
Definitely.
And the last song I'm gonna sing is called "Someday We'll All Be Free." It's by Donny Hathaway. And so, like, I first heard this song because I really grew up on gospel music and not like, like old school R&B and soul music. So I heard this for the first time in college. I was in a group called IU Soul Review. And so,
I know the Soul Review. I went to IU. Hey.
Yeah, so I was in the Soul Review. We sang that song, and I was just like, I used to listen to it and cry. Like, oh my God. But it's just such a beautiful song. And so I thought it would be like a good song for the time that we're living in right now, especially Black folks. So yeah, I'm gonna sing that. And it's a cappella, so no music. Hang on to the world as it spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight and you will last. Keep your self-respect.
your manly pride. Get yourself in gear, keep your stride. Never mind your fears. Brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Yeah. Keep on walking tall. Keep your head high. Lay your dreams right up to the sky. Sing your greatest song. And you keep growing on. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free.
Thank you so much. That was so beautiful, Taylor. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Can you please plug yourself again so we can be on the lookout for your EP? Where can we find your music? Where can we get more, Taylor?
Yes, ma'am. So again, I'm mostly on Instagram. So that's Taylor Deshawn Music. So it's just Taylor Deshawn, how it's written, and music at the end. Facebook, Taylor Deshawn. Instagram, Twitter, Taylor Deshawn with 2 N's. And then I have my music that's on all streaming platforms. So Spotify, Apple Music.
Okay, so if you want to reach out to Taylor, if you want to collab with her or anything like that, you know how to reach her. That's 2 N's on Twitter.
Yes.
Taylor Deshawn on Facebook and Instagram, and on
And
all
then my
streaming
YouTube
platforms.
is up as well, and that's Taylor Deshawn as well. And I have my music video for Wasted Love Song, which I performed in the first set. So yeah, there's a music video.
Okay, is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's Wasted Love Song?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody, so make sure you go stream Wasted Love Song by Taylor Deshawn on YouTube.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Up next, we do have our headliners returning, Writer's Block. That is the Welcome back. Our headliners have returned. This is Writer's Block coming to close the show for us. So without further ado.
All right, so this is a classic spin on a classic. So we hope you enjoy. We like the flu crew, sicker than the rest. Them, they got skills but can never pass the test. Us keep in touch when we meet up at the spot. You say it too every time we write the block. Deep in the cream, energy in his hands. She is a queen hailing from the motherland. Our DNA is made of more than chains. They paved the way, history should say the same. Who else but self could answer any questions? Where astral planes fly into intuition. Why would I lie? Never went around the drama. When I'm with the tribe, we forever. Wakanda. What? That's too much? Well, I'm unapologetic. How is it ours if we never go and get it? Was brave and bold way before they changed the story. Custom fit sold, though they can never own me. The speakers of the word like verbs on this. Like poets of the last, we some activists. Just sending higher thoughts to align within. Yes, we beat to rhyme when the beat beat to pin. And I'm dope like that. I'm dope like that. Said I'm dope like that. I'm dope like that. Yeah, I'm dope like that. I'm dope like that. Oh, I'm dope like that. I'm dope.
We be the writers who are building up the block. She captivates while invading on your thoughts. He effortless with the daily juggle. Them, they want culture, but none of the struggle. It may have to stay cause it don't crack. Me, I be posted just chilling in the back. Us, we be trending so you know they got a cop. Him like the 12, stay on top around the clock. Who understand? Yeah, understand the man. Him heard a message, final call, had the plan. What did I say? Yeah, unleashing the truth. Pow, 20 rounds, just like it's bulletproof. If it's lit, then the building's on fire. Pyramids to empire, the culture will inspire. And neon lock, it don't matter. I'm black as Boogie by my skin.
Man full of melanin.
And I'm black like that. 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 I'm black.
We be the ones who have them mesmerized. Them are the ones who's overamplified. We stay woke while the world stay snap. Me see no changes when his lungs collapse. Us eradicate when just a stone equate. Him switch it up like an app update. Them crucify when you catch him in a lie. He don't comply, stay black till he die. The rebirth is spin, fire like a phoenix. The road to freedom will always be scenic. You gotta stay tuned like a T-Pain song. Now respect the movement or leave it alone. And I'm real like that. 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 I'm real.
And yo, I shine like that. I'm bright like that. I vibe like that. I flow like that.
I'm cool like that. I'm God like that. I pray like that. I stay like that.
I'm fresh like that. I snap like that. I bloom like that. I bloom like that.
We bump like that. We tight like that. We move like that. We out.
We out.
We out.
Thank you. So this next piece that we have, it is a premiere.
World premiere.
It is a video that my husband and I did together, and the lovely Twigs is in it with us, and it is called Nighttime Addiction. So we are premiering here first. We're super excited, and we hope that you guys love it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for premiering that with us. I'm excited to see it, as well as our viewers. You hear that? We're going to see it live here first. And real quick, can you just give us a little background on what this video is?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is basically a in another world, in another. Nah, really, it's kind of a, I guess you could say like a warped way of seeing reality. We're taking addiction, something that people struggle with on different levels, and there's more than one way that you can be addicted to something, and there's more than one thing that you can be addicted to. So it's just kind of a look into the lens of addiction and some of the things that distract us. So we kind of play on it's called Nighttime Addiction. We kind of play on sleep being a drug.
Without giving too much away.
Yeah.
Definitely. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and see what these nighttime addictions are all about.
on this corner, day in, day out, trying to move this weight, providing a constant escape for those who don't want to await that which awaits when they awake. They say ignorance is bliss, and what they don't know won't hurt them. That's why these illusions is what I serve them. They don't want reality be. They satisfied with mirages of hope. I'm doing them a favor. Maybe not now, but they'll thank me later. You can't have no conscience in this game, money. And sleep will be slept on, so keep your heart in your pocket and your emotions at home. Cause they gonna try to cross you, even get it for the low. Speaking of the low, oh, here he go.
Hey, Miss Sandman, you got any of that night dust, please? You know that easy crust living, and I need it for the free. Come on, pusher lady. I know you got some Z's up them sleeves. You got some sweet lullabies that can lull me to sleep. See, things are null and void. I avoid reality. It's getting a little too real. Ain't trying to deal, just want these symptoms relieved.
Man, don't come up here with that crust on your eye and that drool on your lip. Asking for a handout, you still owe me for the last brick.
Right now, I'm suffering from that nighttime addiction. Sleepwalking, head nodding, drool dripping, nauseated sedation. Snoozing, no awaken, coma, body aching, alarmed amnesia. Give me that medicine made it easier. You know better than the rest of them. I don't have to wake up in the morning, so instead of getting up, I'm rolling over. And you know it's good when you're snoring in. Like, man, I wish it lasts on that hurry up and feel better fast. Best part of my day, numbing away all the pain. Rock-a-bye, baby, high up in the treetops. I'm trying to doze off. For me, sleep is a drug. It's like the pillow is my pusher and my bed is its curb. And from there, I've dealt dreams of vividly imagined things not yet seen by the woken eye. Where thoughts escape the judgments of the mind. So what if I find comfort in covers? I'm a lover of sheets. I get sprung out on bedspreads, baby. Yeah, them blankets make me weak. I swear that mattress just be calling my name. But I ain't slept here in weeks. Got me feeling like an insomniac in desperate need of a nap. A quick 15-minute fix, you dig? Where's the dugout? I'm on deck for another hit of that shut-eye. You catching my bitch? Don't play with me. I mean, even Dr. King had a dream. Plus, ain't no rest in the rehab. No sense in trying to be clean when the world is such a dirty place. Let me erase myself in tranquility. For me, this is as good as it gets.
I may be the one counting sheep, but it's not me who sleeps, see. I benefit off of your narcolepsy. Take these pillows of pacification. I'm pushing lucid hallucinations. I got that stuff that would have you lost in translation. Send you to a deep hibernation. I'm talking comatose, but on sleep, can you really overdose? I'm committed to creating beautiful fallacies. Let's skip the formalities. Take these blankets of deception while I lullaby you to sleep. Tuck you in with sheets of sovereignty. Keep snoozing that alarm, your favorite crutch. At this rate, you'll never wake up. Heavily sedated, these side effects may be drug related, but really reality's overrated. Itching for a fix, these narkies keep me rich. I'm just slanging the American dream, baby. I give you a masquerade of hope as you continue down that slippery slope. I'm your subscription, not to mention I'm your pusher. Call me Mrs. Sandman. I'm bringing dreams dressed in exaggeration, your favorite type of fabrication, undetectable by any EEG. I have the ability to have you seeing more nightmares than Elm Street. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and this cat is trying to eat. I'm the needle that penetrates your vein, paralyzing you permanently in this sleep state. But for me, life's great. I'm the distributor and the connect, appeasing the masses while cutting off the intellect. Chemical components, you become dependent on it to cover up lies. You lied while you lied. But really, if everyone is asleep, then my job is done. Because it's not till they awake the real change will come.
Yeah. Peace unto you. Assalamu alaikum. Arabic on my tongue. That's a native language. Black is the origin. Islam is a nation. Identify as Muslim. Don't call it religion. I'm just seeking God in any aspect that I'm living. Steady giving thanks for everything that I've been given. Grateful to every breath within since the beginning. This life has been a gift and death is just a witness.
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better than I ever been.
Yeah.
Head up with my chest out, now they claiming that I'm arrogant. I just found my flow again. No more time for settling. Hate when they get sick, can't take a dose of their own medicine. I remember working late nights like Letterman. Now I'm in the game, you can catch me in a Letterman. Mirror, mirror on the wall, she said no comparison. And I got that drip, I have them drowning in my melanin.
If we take this and we combine them together and we call it Black Economic Vaccine, then it's going to be a fashionable news media pharmaceutical.
Because they love supporting Black.
Because Black Lives Matter, right?
Exactly. Black Lives Matter.
I am thoroughly impressed. I am thoroughly impressed. Thank you so much for that gift, because that's exactly what it was. There were so many messages within that, that scope of that video that you guys provided. And if you could just give our viewers the one thing that you wanted us to take away from that, what would it be?
Sleep is a drug, and that we can be put to sleep by the news. We can be put to sleep by always being on social media, and they profit from us being asleep. So wake up. Stay woke. And I mean, don't just wake up and tell somebody, let people know. But Black people are a big business, and they profit off of us, and just if we got together and united, we could change this overnight.
Communication can save a nation.
Absolutely.
Amen. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing that with us. I don't know if you had another piece for us.
No, that was
it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for headlining for us. Thank you for coming to Poetry and Peace.
Thanks for having us.
Saxophone?
Oh, we was trying to. He shouting out. He likes to be behind the camera.
Oh, well, we want to thank him too because he definitely played a role in this. So shout out to him.
Come on through.
And go ahead and let us know where we can. Oh, hi, Mr. Saxophone Man. Thank you so much. You were a part of this as well. We want to thank you today. And go ahead and shout yourselves out and plug yourselves.
Again, you can follow us on Instagram at Write the Block. You can follow us on Facebook at Facebook / Write the Block. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You guys were the first to see that. We're not going to premiere to everybody else until October 1st. And our YouTube is Word on the Block. We're trying to get our subscribers up. So help us do that. Again, thank you guys so much for having us. This is so much fun. And thank you, AB.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Stay Black.
Okay, you all, that has been Poetry and Peace. Again, you can find us on Facebook at Poetry and Peace, Instagram Poetry and Peace 19, and YouTube at Poetry and Peace. You can find us here again October 25th. That is a Sunday next month, and we'll do it all again. I've been your host, Dan Miss Brown. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to Poetry and Peace. Follow us on Instagram at Poetry and Peace 19. Subscribe to our YouTube, Poetry and Peace. Follow us on Instagram at Poetry and Peace 19. Subscribe to our YouTube, Poetry and Peace.